Hello again, everybody. Adam from Hot Pole Studios here, and I'm joined by Jason from Maybury Guitars.
You are.
Hello! And this, what the hell is this? I love it. The two opposite ends of the extremes right away. Wow. What? Yes.
Yeah.
Do tell.
So it's a two-piece swamp ash body, solid body, tortoiseshell binding. Pickups are from Mojo Pickups, and it's their Gold Foil humbuckers. They are on coil split from the tone and the volume, which is your bridge and your neck. It has a figured oak neck, which
Indeed it does. Look at that figuring.
Yeah, which is something quite special.
That kind of cross figuring. I don't know if I've seen that before.
No, I think it's kind of one-off on that piece of wood. I saw it, bought it, and
That's what makes custom, right?
It is. Ebony fretboard, brass and resin inlays.
Oh yeah, I've just noticed the side dots as well as the front dots all have brass inside the dots. That's a really nice little detail.
Yeah.
I don't think my fingers are steady enough to even do that. Not once, let alone an entire neck. Henning will be pleased to know that the dots look like they're in the right place.
Good, as they should be, otherwise I yell about it.
Yes, he does. The tuners are also locking tuners, which will make the German...
Schale, boo!
Boo indeed. But that's just him. Apparently he doesn't like Germans. That's why he's here in Britain. He's defected to the other side. Just in case there is another war, he's in the right place. So are these like the wide range humbuckers, that kind of thing, or are they just big? Do we know?
They're very thin, actually. So it is a gold foil, so like a 1960s gold foil that they've put into a humbucking configuration.
Right, okay. I mean, that explains the sheer size
of them, yeah.
Which, I mean, that makes a statement, doesn't it? That's...
I absolutely...
Yeah, you walk on stage with that. People, even non-guitarists, are going to go, what is that? And
Try to retrofit that with another brand. Try to swap out the pickups on that guitar. Good luck.
No, it's not going to happen.
I think I've got a Gibson bass pickup that might fit that, but that's about your lot. That's it. And you wouldn't do that. But then, custom is custom. I love that burst finish on the ash as well. It just draws your attention to kind of the star of the show. This neck is also not overly thick.
No.
And for oak, it's not overly heavy either, which is really surprising me, because whenever anyone says oak to me, my back goes, oh no. Or oak no.
It's an American white oak, and I use that on quite a few of my guitars. I think it's got a really dense grain to it, and it gives it a very different sound.
Well, it certainly feels resonant, but not at the expense of anything else, which is great, because there are some woods where I find they're really resonant, but they're either incredibly soft, which means that you sneeze on them and they're damaged, or they weigh as much as a large dog. And having that hanging off your shoulder for a 2-hour show is not great unless you're a full bodybuilder. And of course, there are people out there who do that, but I can't hack it. But yeah, let's see how this sounds on the Engels Clean channel with both the coil taps on. And let's buck those hums. Let's turn off that reverb and just hear it without, just on expert mode. bridge humbucker mode, they're not overbearing, it's quite bitey. I like that a lot, because that'll really help when we press the danger button and get a little bit of the... For better or for worse, you can hear whether I'm picking every single note or not. Which for someone like me who's quite a lazy picker, that's probably not ideal. But for someone who is quite a detailed player, I think that's brilliant. Especially lower down the neck, I find that darker pickups you lose all detail. And that's a really nice thing to have. Let's see how the neck sound does with oodles of gain.
Mr. Moore.
I'm now doing that in every show. I didn't do it for months and I should have, just to wind Henning up. And I think it's working because every time I do it, his head now hangs in shame.
Because I'm hearing the... You're not playing...
No, it annoys him greatly and it's wonderful. That's the highlight of my weekend, is annoying him. Thank you, Henning. But yeah, even the neck sound on this, it's resonating nicely, but it's not getting out of control. And that's something that I worry about with a lot of some more resonant guitars, is they get out of control quickly. But this... pulling some really nice harmonics out, and because we're going through a little monitor here from the Engel, that's not coming from feedback from the guitar, that's the actual guitar itself giving me the resonance, which is lovely. And so that is a guitar that I absolutely would love to have. It's got the Maybury logo is branded in the top.
Burnt in.
Nice little detail there. And the neck plate is brass, which of course looks awesome.
Yeah.
And the rounded heel here makes quite a difference for anyone who goes up the dusty end of the neck. Not usually something I would do because I'm more of a rhythm guy, but the fact that I can comfortably get up here with my kind of little hands, because I don't exactly have dinner plates for hands. I'm not struggling there with fighting my own thumbs because there's this big block in the way. Really nice attention to detail. Of course, attention to detail is what you want. It's all string through as well on a separate piece of wood there. That's an interesting little touch.
Yeah, I used to, I still do, a lot of pine-bodied ones from reclaimed timber.
Right.
And with those, if you do a string through into the pine, the strings pull through. So I used to put a mahogany plate in. It's about 5mm in, and just reset so that is what takes the ferrules. Right. And just like the fact that it's the same wood as the neck, and it just worked for me.
Right, so in this case, that's
the oak,
that's
exactly
the oak.
from the same piece of wood.
Ah, nice little touch there, that we get a little bit of the same resonance. Very clever. Now we also have on the sofa here something that really catches my eye and makes me go cross-eyed. So let's just quickly swap with you. Cheers. Oh, it's got a nice weight to that. It's not overbearingly heavy. Which again, it's what's the neck wood in this one?
So that's a quilted sapele.
Ah.
The body is a elm. It's chambered, and then it's got a burl poplar inlay. And that's the same wood as the top.
Right, very nice little attention to detail. We were saying off camera that you don't see that on camera unless I do this. But if you're ordering a custom guitar, that's something for you that you know about.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I do like little details like that where you know it's special. And nobody else has to know unless you go, look at my thing. Which, as a collector of weird and wonderful instruments. That is very much what you do.
Trust me, Adam, nobody wants to see your thing. Nobody.
No.
But it's got stripes on it. Surely you want to see that. It's rare. It's unusual.
Oh, we believe that.
Now let's see how this handles with lots of game before we go back to that. Really nice touch. That resonates for ages, but I'm not hearing a lot of chambered guitars. I find that I'm not a big fan because if you accidentally touch the guitar, you get a big knock comes through the pickups, and I definitely didn't find that here, and it's really nice balance. So with this being more of a telly pickup, I don't think we need to hear that with tons of gain because that would sound bizarre. But let's hear it clean. It's very nice and jangly, but not quite sticking to the traditional T shape, so we say, which I very much appreciate because so many builders that I see pretty much make nothing except the T-shaped guitars, and it's really nice to see something that's just a little different. And the offset back here is pulling the weight back, so if I let go, there's nothing in terms of heavy neck dive, which for an offset is important, of course, because you know, when you offset the body and then the neck goes further out, which appeals to me. I play a lot of bass, so my arm's usually out here. So having it back here and kind of punching myself in the ribs of the elbow there, not the best. But this is just far out enough that it makes that difference. And the idea of the roller bridge, that's really nice. Who's the roller?
That's shallow, sorry.
See, I'm okay with it. I like the idea. Maybe if we find a brand that also does that isn't shallow so that Henning's happy, that would be nice.
I mean, the tuners on it are shallow as well. The Da Vinci.
Yes. Now, these do look very pretty. Hopefully they do their job well, in which case I'm not upset that Henning's upset. But yeah, I really like the kind of... They're semi-open.
Yeah, it's got like a little bit of glass in them. It's like the back of one of those automatic watches, almost.
Yeah, it's a really nice touch. I like it visually, and of course, tone has to come first, playability, and then looks, but that doesn't mean we have to shy away from looks.
It's quite warm. I think the elm and the sapele add that warmth to it.
Just try it without for a second. Yes, I can hear that straight away. And then the telly style pickup is kind of making up for it by being brighter to help it out a little in that. Yeah, that it has that body without being overbearing. That's really, really nice. Now, let's talk brass tacks for a second. If someone was to order this guitar as it stands from you, roughly where are we looking?
Probably just over 3,000 for that one.
Okay.
Purely because of the cost of the materials in that. The burl poplar and the sapele would really push the price up on that.
Right.
This one would be about 2.5.
Okay.
I do a range of upscaler guitars, and they're around 1,500.
Right.
It's a solid body, just spruce and maple, so it's not the exotic woods, so the price is able to be at a lower price point.
Makes sense. Well, if the wood itself is a big part of the price factor, that makes sense. Things cost what they cost, of course, but that's not unreasonable for something that's really... I mean, the necks on these are just... They look like it's impossible to find in this kind of burl and... Not burl, what's the word?
That's a quilt.
Quilt. Come on, brain had to shut down for a second. I do know the difference, honest. I've not had my 7th coffee yet. But that kind of... Especially that oak, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they are one-off pieces of wood, and that's what makes them. You know, and they're all, you know, most of them are built on commission. I don't have a stock of guitars, so each one of them is made for a customer. They get to choose the woods, the neck thickness, scale length, pickups, everything is bespoke. Yeah.
That's what we want to see. So yeah, check them out. The website is in the description below. And thanks, Jason, for coming on. Thanks, Henning, for pressing buttons and giving me jip while I'm trying to do work. And thanks to Mike and everyone at British Boutique Guitar Festival for hosting us this weekend. And thanks, Michiel, for sitting there and being a part of this. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Hey everyone, that might be the end of the video, but if you fancy carrying on this conversation, we have a Discord server, link is in the description. We're also on Patreon, which is something you can really help us with. We also are on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Hop Pole Studios. See you there.